Hello, I'm one of the respiratory therapists with Midwest Medical. Today I wanted to present the Philips Respironics Dreamstation CPAP BiPAP unit. Let's start by examining the top of the unit. First of all, we have the therapy on-off button, and this starts and stops the airflow of therapy. Above that is the ambient light sensor, and this detects room light levels and adjusts brightness of the LCD display screen. And last but not least, the ramp button, and this activates the ramp feature during therapy. On the front of the machine, you have an LCD display, and you also have a control dial. In order to disconnect the power unit from the humidifier, it's simply a matter of depressing the gray button here, and they will easily come apart. Like so. On the right side of the machine, we have a door that can be lifted, and then we can access the SD card and the filter for the machine. The SD card records your sleep data. It is used to prove that you are compliant with the machine. The card can be removed by depressing the card and then pulling it straight out. The machine has two air filters, a dark blue filter and a blue filter. The dark blue filter is a permanent filter, and this should be pulled out on a monthly basis, rinsed with tap water, allowed to dry, and returned to the unit. The light blue filter is a disposable filter, and it's going to be taken apart by simply pulling it away. Now this filter is a disposable filter and should be replaced on a monthly basis. On the right side of the machine, you may have a modem installed. The function of the modem is to send Midwest Medical your compliance data. Once you are compliant with your therapy, we will send you a request to return the modem. To remove the modem, you simply need to pull it forward, close the door, and send the modem back to us. You can access your water tank by pulling the cover release forward and then lifting the door. The water tank should be removed from its cradle before you fill it with water, and should not be filled above the maximum line on the unit, and should be filled with distilled water. Removing the water tank will give you access to the heater plate. Make sure the unit has cooled off for at least 15 minutes before you touch the heater plate. Once the water tank is filled with distilled water, it can be replaced into its cradle, and then the humidifier lid can then be closed. In order to start your therapy, you need to depress the therapy on-off button. In this scenario, we have the machine set at a CPAP of 10 centimeters of water pressure. The ramp function on this machine is enabled, and we can depress the ramp button. The reason to use the ramp is to start out at a lower pressure and gradually work up to your prescribed pressure. In this scenario, it's 10 centimeters of water pressure. And so in this case, we have the ramp set at 5 centimeters of water pressure, and we will reach our goal of 10 centimeters of water pressure over a 5-minute period. We also have a heater setting on this machine. Currently the machine is set at 0, which means that the heater for your humidifier is off. We can adjust this from 0, from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 being the warmest setting. Generally we start with the setting at 3. The machine works by use of a navigation window. Just quickly scroll through the 4 main icons. There's the My Info icon, there's an icon for preheat, info for my provider, and also info regarding my setup. In the My Info section, you would access that by depressing the button, and then you would get an idea of what your therapy hours are for the first day, 7 days, and 30 days. It also has the ability to set up with DreamMapper. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the preheat function. You can either have the preheat function off or depress the button and turn the preheat function on. When using the humidifier, the device can preheat the water tank up to 30 minutes prior to starting the therapy. In the My Provider section, you can get the device information in terms of serial number, model, and software, phone-in information, compliance information, the VIC 90 information, and the 90% pressures at 1 day, 7 day, and 30 day. You can also check the performance of the unit to make sure it's functioning properly by just clicking the button, and we'll go back to main menu. As you remember, we discussed the ramp function earlier, but you're able to adjust the start point by depressing the button, and in this case you can start your ramp at 4 centimeters of water pressure, and since we have this machine set at 10 centimeters of water pressure, you can adjust this all the way up to 10 centimeters of water pressure. So that's where the ramp would then start. In this case scenario, we're going to start at 5. Okay, so that is set. You can adjust the flex mode on your machine by depressing the button and adjusting it from 1 to 3. Okay, let's talk about humidification. The humidification on this unit can be set up both in an adaptive mode and a fixed mode. The adaptive mode will adjust the heated humidifier to changes in room temperature. And if we wanted to change that, we can just depress the button here, and we can then adjust it into a fixed mode where it will not adjust the heated humidifier to changes in the room temperature. Regarding mask type, each Philips Respironics mask may have a resistance control setting. And just by adjusting the mask type, that'll allow you to adjust the level of air pressure based on the specific Philips Respironics mask you have. So in order to adjust that air pressure, you simply push the button, and then let's say your mask is set up for an air pressure of 3, you want to set it to 3 and then lock it in. Regarding the tube type, you can adjust the settings on your machine based on the internal diameter of the tube that you're using. You're either going to be using a 15 millimeter tube or a 22 millimeter tube. So if you're using a 22 millimeter tube, you would just simply depress the button, make the change to 22, lock it in place, then we're good to go. It also has the language settings on this machine. This can be set up with Bluetooth, and at this point it is off. It also have the time of the time display, and we can go back to main menu. Daily home cleaning instructions for the water tank means that you should be taking the canister out of the humidifier unit and dumping out the old water, and then rinsing it out with fresh water, and then placing it on a towel, and then letting it dry throughout the day. When you're ready to use the therapy, you want to take the canister or the container, fill it up with water to the fill line, place it back in your machine, and close the lid, and then it's ready to be used. Weekly preventive maintenance should include your mask headgear, your 6-foot tubing, and your water tank. You should wash them in warm water using a mild dish soap or baby shampoo. Rinse them thoroughly and then dry them on a towel. I hope this information has been of value to you. If you have any further questions or concerns, please give us a call at Midwest Medical at 763-780-0100. And thank you.